Hey class, would you like to learn some grammar rules? Or maybe we could play a game? When it comes to young learners, games are really, really important. And even for adults, games and play are a really important part of learning. Often in a virtual classroom, online, teachers think, oh, well, we're using a computer, so we should be playing computer games because that's what kids like these days, and I got to make it more interactive. And yes, by the way, that's true. There's a lot of really fun games you can find online, and definitely recommend them to your students. But I always prefer recommending these as outside class, like for homework, because when I'm in the class with my student, I don't want them distracted with something else. And often there's tech issues or screen share issues that we have to navigate with that. No, I just want them to communicate with me. And in a class, that student-teacher bond, that is the most powerful thing you have to work with. And remember, in a virtual classroom, we've got this, wonderful whiteboard here that the teacher and student can work on. So let's look at some of the exercises or games that we have in our young learners units of our premium language content. Some of the simple ones are like this, charades. So I've just got, a load of words here, vocabulary we've been working on in class, and we're going to act them out. We'll get silly in the video, get the kids to act them out, get them quite physical. And this can be really fun and simple. You can also do things like word bingo, even word scrambles and things. All I need to do is scratch them off when they get them. So the interaction, like the technical interaction, is quite little, but the interaction between me and the student is going to be really strong, and it's going to be really fun. Next up, we've got something like this. So tic-tac-toe, X's and O's, noughts and crosses, whatever you call it. This game, everyone knows how to play. And yeah, your kiddies will definitely know this, but you can make it more academic by having a question first. You have to answer a question correctly before you make your move. So whether it's, again, the vocabulary we've been working on, or maybe just role-playing a sentence, and if they don't make any mistakes, they can make a move. So think about games like this. What were the games that you played, maybe down the back of the class when your teacher wasn't looking, on a piece of paper with a pen? There are lots of those, and they all work on a virtual whiteboard as long as you have somewhere to draw. Okay, now we've got something like this, 2 truths and a lie. Other games, maybe 20 questions, never have I ever. All these games where we're guessing and interacting. A little background like this is all it takes to facilitate that game. We don't need any fancy buttons to click. And again, the focus here is that conversation, that interaction, between the teacher and the student. Okay, now we've got something a bit more complex. We've got a board game. There's a few different ways you can approach this. Actually, in the materials, you'll see there is a dice roller, so you can link to this, random dice, and it's kind of fun. You can share your screen with this. So some teachers really like to use a dice like that. Me personally, I don't really like using them. I just go through the game. Sometimes like this, you'll go on every single space. There are other games maybe where, depending on how many points you get in your answer, you'll move forward a certain number of spaces. But again, how do we actually do it? How do we interact here? Well, remember, we've got pen and paper, and it's not just that we can write on it, we can move things around. So here, that's me, and that's you. In fact, you can even do a sneaky trick, take a picture. So here's a picture of me, and that could be my counter. Then you can encourage your student just to pick it up. Oh, I look crazy. But yeah, this is me. And then when it's my turn, I'm going to take one space. When it's the student's turn, they take one space. And you can move them around just like you would on a real board game. A feature here that I really, really love, let me get rid of this crazy picture of myself, are these little love hearts. So you can see they're kind of pixelated like a game. This is a wonderful design in our premium ESL content, where when you get something wrong, we lose a life. And then maybe when I land on this square, okay, I'm going to gain a life. So this is a concept that's actually carried through into even our non-game exercises. So grammar and vocabulary. Let's look here. Okay, so you can see it's a reading comprehension exercise. We've got the questions, but over here on the right, I've actually got lives. And this kind of gamifies the whole thing. So you can use techniques like this to gamify even something that maybe students find a bit boring, grammar exercise like that, and it makes it really competitive, particularly in a group class. If you are in a group class and you want to be tracking the students, remember, just give everyone a color. So you're green, you're blue, you're red, and we scratch them off accordingly. Finally, this, draw it. Now, of all the inventive ideas and great games and design that's gone into board games and things like that, this is by far the most popular with my young learners. Drawing, just giving them time to draw. Now, if like me, you have kids who tend to scribble all over the place, there is a very, very important tool for you. We've got this lock on the whiteboard. So you can lock your whiteboards so that they do not draw everywhere. But of course, sometimes it's drawing time. It's like, okay, I'm going to unlock it now. And here we're describing someone we know and we want the teacher to draw, or, I'm describing someone, I get my student to draw. That can be really funny. There's other games, maybe you want to complete the face, draw the nose, draw the eyes, or even draw a story. Basically anything where the kiddies get to draw, whether it's for homework or in class, they are going to love. And also, very importantly, make sure you draw as well, and make sure you kind of do a bad job. It's okay if you're not very artistic. It's often better because the kiddies can laugh at you and say, you're silly and you're not able to do it. That is really going to encourage them to try themselves, and they won't be so afraid of drawing something if they're not good at art or not good at drawing themselves. So I hope that's been useful. I hope it's given you some food for thought. And yeah, let me know in the comments below. How do you do games in class? Do you use video games? Do you share your screen? Or are there any kind of techniques or ideas? Please send me any ideas you might have for games you'd like to see in our Bring Me ESL content. That's it for now. Happy teaching.